Growing taller after puberty is possible. But how? First, why do we grow during puberty? The answer is simple: our hormones getting spiked. To be more specific, hormones like IGF-1, growth hormone, and testosterone. Now in this video, I'll teach you how to spike all these hormones so that you can grow taller at any age. Before that, let's take a look at the Dinka tribe from South Sudan. The Dinka tribe consists of the tallest people on the earth. I did some research on why they grow out to be so tall. The first major habit I saw was their diet. The Dinka tribe's diet mainly consists of raw dairy products, sorghum and millets, and a lot of meat and animal products. We'll get back into why these foods are necessary. But before that, let's go over growth hormone. Growth hormone is released in the pituitary gland, and its main functions are repairing tissues and growth. But however, growth hormone is not what increases our height. The hormone responsible for height is IGF-1. IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, is what actually causes height growth. Growth hormone is released in the pituitary gland, which travels to the liver and is synthesized into IGF-1. This is the hormone that peaks during the age of 15 and steadily decreases after. But how to increase IGF-1? A few things we can do is spiking blood sugar. When we consume carbs, they get broken down into glucose, which causes an insulin spike due to the high blood sugar. When insulin is increased in the liver, IGF-1 gets synthesized. We can also increase IGF-1 by consuming carbs and sugars in the end of a fast. But why? At the end of the fast, growth hormone increases. When we consume carbs and sugars, it spikes insulin and thus increases IGF-1. The best ways to keep your IGF-1 levels high and healthy are good sleep, 8 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep, hydration, not just water, but salt-based hydration, exercise, challenging and regular weightlifting, sunlight, lots of sunlight, minerals and vitamins, mainly zinc, vitamin D3, and vitamin C. The best way to keep IGF-1 levels high is to increase your metabolism and then eat a lot. Now you know what IGF-1 is, so let's talk about testosterone. One of the most important hormones, and increasing it is quite simple. With the right diet and habits, anyone can skyrocket their testosterone. You can watch my previous video dedicated to increasing testosterone. Now let's talk about nutrition. Remember what I said about the Dinka tribe's nutrition? Let's get back to that. Number 1, meat. Meat is extremely important to increase your growth hormone and testosterone. So you need to be consuming high amounts of meat, red meat, and organ meat, which is nutrient dense. Number 2 is dairy, and especially raw dairy. When we boil raw milk, here's what happens. Most of the nutrients, minerals, and enzymes are reduced or completely denatured. Number 3, carbohydrates. Good sources of carbohydrates are white rice, wheat, sorghum, millets, and vegetables. Consume only clean carbs if you want to grow taller. Another way to guarantee your height growth is consuming high amounts of boron. Boron is found in dried fruits like black raisins and prunes. This is an element that we consume very less of and is extremely vital for bone health and growth. Studies showed that consumption of boron leads to up to 3 inches of height growth. Boron also works with magnesium and vitamin D3, which increases the effect of calcium being stored in the bone. Now let's talk about collagen. It is the second most found substance in bones, after calcium and phosphorus. Improving collagen intake literally increases bone health, which ultimately leads to height growth. Collagen is made out of long chains of amino acids. Collagen makes bones stronger and heals the bone. If you don't have collagen, you can't have bones. Best sources of collagen are found in animal gelatin, bone broth, and chicken feet. Another way to increase height through exercise is high-intensity sports. Sports like football and basketball requires a lot of sprinting, which directly increases growth hormone. Jumping repeatedly also increases cytokines, which leads to more IGF-1. The constant sprinting also puts pressure on the bones and creates microfractures. When healed, these bones grow stronger and longer. This is known as Wolff's Law. It states that your bones will adapt based on the stress or demands placed on them. But I'll make a video dedicated on how to grow using Wolff's Law. As this video is about hormones and diet, you also need to eat enough carbs, high amounts of protein, and a lot of fats like grass-fed butter, olive oil, and coconut oil. You have to stop consuming seed oils forever. Getting good amounts of micronutrients is also crucial. The micronutrients you mainly require are selenium, found in Brazil nuts, chicken and shellfish; boron, found in raw honey, prunes, and raisins; magnesium, found in beef heart and mineral water; calcium, found in raw dairy, bone broth, and eggshells; choline, found in egg yolks; glycine, found in bone broth and egg whites; vitamin C, found in blackberries and oranges. A few natural multivitamins are liver, grass-fed bone broth, beef heart, spring water, seasonal fruits, pasture-raised eggs, oysters, and raw dairy. If you consume most of the foods I mentioned, your hormones and health will improve drastically. You also need to increase DHT, which stands for dihydrotestosterone. It is a more potent form of testosterone which has more dimorphic and masculine effects on your body. Testosterone can be converted into estrogen or DHT, but DHT cannot be converted into estrogen. When testosterone meets with 5-alpha reductase, it turns into DHT. Supplementing on zinc can increase your DHT levels. For growing taller, the hormones you need to avoid are estrogen and prolactin. These are bad for height growth, and estrogen literally closes growth plates faster. To reduce estrogen, consume raw honey. Honey contains a chemical called chrysin, which stops the conversion of testosterone into estrogen. A few more natural anti-estrogenics are carrot, olives, black ginger, and selenium. Another important reason to why we grow taller is androgen receptors. These receptors are present in the body, which bind to testosterone and DHT. Higher androgen leads to better bone growth, muscle growth, and strength. To increase androgen receptors, avoid blue light by buying a blue light blocking glass. Consume more zinc, magnesium, and calcium. By consuming the foods I mentioned, you'll grow taller way faster and improve your overall health. You also need to fix your posture. Posture is extremely important if you want to gain height in your upper body. Do deadlifts, dead hangs, and train your back to fix your posture. I will make a video on growing taller using mechanical stress soon, so subscribe and watch out for that. Also go follow my Instagram. I post in-depth information there on multiple topics.